So hello and yes, welcome back to another video, guys. Now before we get started, I need to apologise. It's been about a week since I've done a video here. Don't worry, this channel will not fade into obscurity again. I do 100% plan to keep this channel going, so content is still going to keep coming. So for those of you who like this channel, stick with it. Don't worry, videos are going to keep coming. I got 2 cool pre-orders coming in either tomorrow or Tuesday, which I'm really looking forward to unboxing here on this channel. But until then, I thought, I'm going to kind of jump on the bandwagon here and do one of these videos. A lot of people on YouTube, a lot of people online are doing their favourite films of the year so far. We've reached the halfway mark in 2018. So here are my least to best films that I've seen so far in 2018. So in 2018, I have so far seen 4, 8, 10. I've seen 14 films in 2018. So this is just me putting them from my least favourite to my favourite. I am missing some really good films. I haven't seen Sicario 2 yet or A Quiet Place. They're like my top 2 to see at the minute. Because I know a lot of people are going to be saying they should be really high on your list. I very much plan on seeing them very soon. As soon as I can, in fact. So, by the time we get to the end of 2018 and we do the overall big finish list, those 2 will definitely be on this list somewhere. Also, one of the reasons I really wanted to do this video is because at the end of 2018, I reckon this list will be different. Because I would have rewatched some of these films. Because, for example, Black Panther, which is on this list, was a lot lower until I got the Blu-ray and rewatched it at home, and then all of a sudden it got higher on my list. So, I think this is kind of an interesting video for me to do, for myself as well, because at the end of the year I can look back at this and my list will be different. But anyway, enough of rambling, let's get started. So my 14th favourite film that I've seen this year is Pacific Rim Uprising. I did not like that film at all. Everything about it didn't work. The CGI was a mess. The story was dreadful. The acting was horrible. The story was embarrassing. Everything about this film did not work. And when I reviewed it, I did get a comment of someone saying, and it's a fair comment, I'm not going to call this guy out or nothing, but like, he basically said that it's a fun action film. You've got to take it as a fun action film. I can take fun action films. Like, I don't like, but I can sit through the first 4 Transformers films easy. I could sit through fun action films. This one was not fun. There weren't even that much action in it. It was boring. It was just a horrible film. Coming in at number 13 is a real shame for me, because this is the 3rd in the trilogy of this series of films, and the first 2 are amazing. First 2 are generally incredible films, and this one was such a letdown. That is the Cloverfield Paradox. I love the Cloverfield films, especially 10 Cloverfield Lane. I loved the first one, though. I thought the first one was great, and then the second one dropped, and it was just incredible. So it was really weird. We had these 2 amazing films, which felt very different. Here we get another film that feels very different, and I can see why this one went straight to Netflix, because it's not that good, really. It's not bad, it's just very middle of the road. Then we've got The Maze Runner Death Cure. I was never the biggest fan of the Maze Runner films, but I could always tolerate the first one. It was an okay film. The second one was weird. It went in a direction I didn't really see it going in. Of course, it's based on a book, so it was going to go that direction the whole time. But as someone who hasn't read the books, I didn't know, and it was weird. And then this one tried to kind of combine them both, and it became a bit of a sloppy film. And there were a lot of plot holes in this film. And it got a bit messy at times. However, there was still some really good bits in it. The last half hour I found really entertaining. The acting in it was really good. Dylan O'Brien is fantastic in this film. So yeah, it's a pretty good film. Then we get The Commuter, which is Liam Neeson's Non-Stop on a Train. I'm a bit of a sucker for Liam Neeson films, I can't lie. I really enjoy them. They're fun action films. You take them for what they are, and they're good. And I thought that Liam had stepped away from these films because he got a lot of criticism for doing so many of them in a row. He walked away and he done films like Silence, and I can't think of any others off the top of my head right now, but I know there's more. So I was really actually pleased to see him come back and do one of these. It's like, thank God he's going to still do these, because they are fun. And it's a good film. There's not really much wrong with it. There's not really much to like, though. It's just a very middle of the road. It gets really far-fetched at the end, I'm not going to lie. But it's okay. It's okay. And then coming in at number 10 is Rampage, which I believe is one of the most expensive films made this year. I think it's right up there with Infinity War and Solo. which is incredible. Of course, it's based off the 1980s game Rampage. And yeah, it surprisingly wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. A lot of it, again, was a bit silly, but it made sense. It's a silly concept, which they've tried to make as realistic as they can, and it was good. Dwayne Johnson's good in it, however, his character is flawed. Just not a very good character. The CGI monsters worked well. I mean, they looked cool. It was fun to see them destroy a city, and the CGI in it was surprisingly really good, considering it wasn't a Marvel, Star Wars, or DC film. Or saying that DC CGI hasn't worked very well lately. The problem was the characters. There were just no good characters in this film to follow. They were all very hollow and very stale. It was like they were all made out of cardboard, unfortunately. So yeah, Rampage, it's good, but it could have been so much more, really, if they put a bit more effort into their characters. I could have seen a trilogy, really. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen now. Coming in at number 9, I believe it's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep, coming in at number 9 is Tomb Raider. I was really excited for Tomb Raider, and then it dropped, and it was actually just very entertaining. I really enjoyed it. It's not a great film. There are plot holes in it. There are some incredibly far-fetched things that happen in this film, but it's really, really fun. It's a really fun film. It is a good game film, finally. There's only a few good gaming films out there that exist. This is now one of them. It's the best Tomb Raider film. I can't remember the actress's name, but she absolutely nailed it as a Lara Croft. I really hope we see her again. She's a fantastic actress, incredible actress. The start of the film was fantastic. They done a chase scene on a bike, on some bikes through London. That was great. The villain was fantastic. The effects in it were really good. Got a bit predictable at times in the story, but it was a very entertaining film, and I did enjoy it. Coming in at number 8 is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and I must say I was disappointed with this film, but the trailers didn't sell this film to me anyway. From the very first trailer, I was like, this doesn't look great, but we'll see. I wasn't a massive fan of the first Jurassic World. I thought it was good. It is a fun action film, and I enjoy that one for what it is. It is a good action film. I enjoy it. And it's the same with this one. It's a good, fun action film. If I wanted to see dinosaurs eat people, I saw dinosaurs eat people. I was happy. But then the more you think about this film, the more you realise that this one is actually a very weak Jurassic Park film. Possibly the weakest alongside Jurassic Park 3. There are so many plot holes. There are some incredibly, unbelievably dumb stuff that happens in this film. And I mean incredibly dumb things that happen in this film. Which really makes me wonder, did anyone involved in this project go, that's really stupid, we should cut that? I mean, there's a lot of things that happen that are convenient for the plot, and they just make no sense. Other than Chris Pratt and, I can't remember the actress's name. Anyway, other than the two leads in it, there are no good characters in this film. None. Again, you are literally just following the two mains. Thank God the two mains are good, because Rampage didn't have that. But yeah, it's a fun film. The effects are amazing. The cinematography is amazing. And there's a couple really good scenes. There's a bit when they're leaving the island when it's blowing up, and I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a really, really emotional scene at the end when they're sailing away from the island. The T-Rex, of course, looks amazing. The Raptors, Blue, looks amazing, even though that was one of the dumbest things in it. But yeah, it is, as I say, if you take the film for what it is a good film. If you try to look at this film in a bit more depth, which I always try to do with films because I'm a big movie fan, then you're going to realise this film actually isn't that good. It's a really tricky one to talk about, this film, I think. But anyway, coming in at number 7 is Deadpool 2. And Deadpool 2 I kind of have similar feelings towards, but there are a lot of better things in Deadpool 2. For example, the characters are a lot better. You're not just relying on Deadpool to be the good character and then all the rest be stale. All the other characters in this film, for the majority, work really well. The humour, which is like the main thing this film has going for it, works really well. There's a lot of funny bits. It's really cool. The story is where this film slips up. It is a good story. It's a unique story. I like it. But it involves time travel, and time travel always creates many, many plot holes. And unfortunately, there are a lot of plot holes in this film because of that. However, it's still a fun film, it's energetic, it's funny, and if you look past the time travel plot holes, you can have a good time. Coming in at number 6, I've put Steven Spielberg's Ready Player One. This film surprised me because I didn't think it was going to be good. I didn't think the CGI looked that good. But then when I went into the film and I realised it was all about games and stuff, which I hadn't really paid attention to the trailers, so I didn't clock that before. When I realised it was all about games and stuff, I kind of went, you know what? I see why the CGI doesn't have to be perfect here, because it's about games. They're going into a virtual reality world. And I like that. When the characters were in the games, I really connected with a few of them. And I really like the story of this film. It's a really cool story. We've kind of seen the story before in other films, but it works really well here. Spielberg does a fantastic job of directing. Really good. The issue that I had with this film was when they went back into the real world. And again, I didn't connect with any of the characters, I don't think, which is the problem. Every character was better in the virtual reality world, in the Oasis, whereas you come into the real world and I didn't care, unfortunately. If they'd made me care more about the people in the real world, if they'd spent another 10 to 20 minutes in the real world, and obviously filmed it well and directed it well and told the story well, then I really feel like this film would be a lot higher on the list. But anyway, number 5 is Black Panther. Yeah, Black Panther, I was not a huge fan of this. When I saw it in cinema, I liked it a lot. I thought it was a good film, but I didn't love it like everyone else did. I thought people were just shoehorning in on the whole black thing, you know. So and unfortunately I had a bad experience watching it in cinema. Me and my mates arrived late and we were right at the front with your heads up like this. Thank God you can book tickets now, people. Booking tickets is 100% the way to go. You arrive a bit late and your neck's up like this. Fantastic. And yeah, I got a bit annoyed that people were loving it so much and praising it as the best Marvel film ever, when it's like there are definitely better ones out there. You know, and a lot of people who were loving it were newbies to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I've been here for 10 years. I feel like, why doesn't Thor get this love? Why doesn't Thor Ragnarok do this well? Because Thor Ragnarok is a better film as well. But anyway, so I wound myself up a bit with the film and whatnot. But I got the film on Blu-ray, I watched it at home, and I started to appreciate it a lot more. It's not a great film. The CGI is very, very weak for a Marvel film. It's good CGI still, but very weak for a Marvel film. There's some real missed opportunities in this film. The pacing of this film is well off, but the story's good and the acting's good, and the soundtrack is amazing as well, I want to add. So number 5 is going to Black Panther. Number 4 is going to a film which has grown on me a lot as well since I watched it at home, and that is Isles of Dogs. I feel like Wes Anderson films, other than Grand Budapest Hotel, because that film's amazing, don't particularly work well in cinema, because I saw Isles of Dogs in cinema and I was like, it was good, I liked it a lot, but filming head nodding a bit. I watch it at home, and I think you're at home, a bit more relaxed. I got into it so much more. Isles of Dogs is fantastic. The cinematography in it is incredible. The directing is incredible. The script is also incredible. The problem which I have with the film is the pacing when they go to the humans in Japan. It slows the film right down. And then the long pauses between the dialogue doesn't work very well either. And some of the actors seem like they're putting their emotion into their voices, which is something that Wes Anderson typically does anyway, but he seems to do it a lot more with this film. This feels like his most arty-farty film yet. It's a really, really good film, but it's definitely not one of Wes Anderson's best, and I get the feeling that it probably will just slip out my top 10 by the time the year is up. Coming in at number 3 is Annihilation, which here in the UK, I know it wasn't in America, but here in the UK it was a straight-to-Netflix film, starring Natalie Portman and Tessa Thompson, and Oscar Isaacs as well. Nearly forgot he was in it. And I went into this film not knowing a thing about it. I hadn't seen a trailer or anything. It just dropped. My colleague at work was telling me about it. I was like, that sounds interesting. I'm going to watch it. So I did. And I found myself really enjoying it. I thought it was a really good film. The first hour to hour and a half is incredible. I love it. The last hour gets really confusing. It really tries to mess with your brain. But when you sit down and watch some YouTube videos, watch some people talk about it, you kind of come to grips that this is a really good film. It's really clever. It's really unique. The cinematography is a beautiful, beautiful film. So yeah, Annihilation. Number 2 for me is Solo, a Star Wars story. Here's my little bit of Star Wars biasness. However, I think in the Star Wars community and everyone who's seen Star Wars Solo has agreed it is actually a good film. The reason it's not doing well is a mixture of things, from the fact that not many people are interested to start with, the fact that it came out straight after Deadpool 2 and Avengers Infinity War, and of course The Last Jedi hate on top of that, the boycotting, all of that. But anyway, the Star Wars story spin-offs keep proving why they're actually better than the episodes we're getting from Disney at the minute, because Rogue One is still incredible in my opinion, and Solo was a really fun film. And I can't wait to see what the next spin-off is, because Disney hasn't cancelled them. It was a rumour, guys, alright? We still might get that Obi-Wan film. Don't give up on it yet. But Solo, the story was pretty simple. But this film made up for it and elsewhere, because I thought the directing was incredible, considering they went from, you know, the two guys who done the Lego movie to Ron Howard. I thought the acting was fantastic. The guy who played Han nailed it. Donald Glover nailed Lando. Emilia Clarke was great. Woody Harrelson was great. Paul Bettany was great. Really good. The CGI in this film, it's the best looking film I've seen this year, alongside Annihilation. And it's just really fun. The music was great. There's not much to dislike. It's a really innocent, fun film. And if you like Star Wars and if you like Han Solo, you're going to really love this film, like I did. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I'm a big Han Solo film. Of course, this film's going to do well for me, because it's something that I love, and I feel like they did get it right, despite what people were saying online. But number one, I couldn't not put it at number one, is Avengers Infinity War. Oh my god, guys. Avengers Infinity War is a very unique film. It's not actually a great film. Like, if I think about it, Solo, Annihilation, and Isles of Dogs are all better made films. I could put all of them above it in terms of story and character development and all that stuff. All of that can go in front of Infinity War. They are all better than Infinity War, technically. But I look at Infinity War as an event. It is an event film. I went down, I watched it, and it was a big... It's kind of like the Deathly Hallows Part 2 from Harry Potter, where you're not expecting any character development and whatnot. You are expecting to see these heroes fight to the death against the enemy that they've been building towards fighting this whole time. And it was incredible. There were some shocking moments, there were some really ballsy moments. The humour was great, the pacing was fantastic, considering there was like 20-something characters in this film. The acting was awesome. Everything about this film, everything I wanted from this film, because I knew I wasn't going to get an amazing story, and I knew I wasn't going to get great character development. But everything I knew that I wanted, everything I expected to get, I got and more. This film was perfect for what it was meant to do. But anyway, that is my least to best films of 2018 that I've seen so far. That list may change by the end of the year. Of course, it will definitely increase, because there will be more films. For example, I want to go see Ocean's 8, which I'm planning to do next weekend, and Tag. And then, of course, we've got The Incredibles and Ant-Man and the Wasp right around the corner. There's so many more films coming this year as well. So many more films that I want to see, and I can't wait to see. But yeah, that is it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know in the description what your top 5 to 10 films are so far of 2018. But thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave a message. And I'll see you guys next time for another video. Bye-bye.